He looked at you with the stale face.
You haven't even heard this. There you go, Slim. Go.
Can we slide?
Yo, what's happening, man? Y'all already know what it is. This Twice Talk. And we are listeners supported by 91.5, The Rebel, HD2, Las Vegas, the broadcast service of UNLV. And of course, I'm always accompanied by the luscious, lavish Oak. How you doing today?
Luscious.
Luscious.
That sounds fat.
Fat? Don't everybody like fat these days?
According to Usher. Fat
to
is the new slim, honey.
Fast and see, there you go. So now I'm telling you, you trendy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm luscious.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, girl. And you know what else we need to make sure to do is what we need to continue to do. There's this word that's going around that a lot of people really don't know nothing about or much about, and like to use it out of context, and they don't even know how to create this kind of individual as well. The word is a legend. I know you've heard legend. Okay. You've heard of it. You've heard of the word. And
I've heard of it.
Yes. And if I were to ask you to define the word legend, what would you say the definition of one would be?
Floyd
Mayweather, legend.
Yeah.
See, you can't tell a 5-year-old that. You know, you be having all your 5-year-old friends listening in and everything. You know,
my 5-year-old.
So you gotta be
so shady.
So you gotta be a little more detailed about your definitions.
Okay, legend, from as far as I know, a legend is a story or person or thing, I guess. So a noun, taking it back to grade school, that can't really be factually supported, but everybody knows about it. It's like a cultural story that everybody's heard about that's profound.
So legends ain't real, is what you're saying?
I'm saying that legends typically are not historically documented.
No?
It's just like a cultural story that people know about.
Oh, yeah?
That's the definition of a legend for me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Maybe you have something different.
Well, of course I got something different.
Okay.
And not only that, I got a couple of bullet points that make a legend. Yeah. Bow. That's how you feeling today?
I'm just saying. I had some champagne earlier.
Okay, nice.
I was celebrating.
Oh, celebration, huh?
I was actually celebrating somebody that will be a legend soon.
Creating a legacy, huh?
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, my definition of a legend, or it's actually not my definition, yet I did take I was fond of it. Let's say that. Take heed is the word I was looking for.
Take heed?
Heed. So a legend, in Latin, the word is actually legier. Legier.
Somebody's going to name their son that now.
That would be dope.
Legier.
That's not cold?
Legier.
I might have to steal that one.
That's going to be the new Nevaeh.
Yeah.
Legier.
And guess what that means? A story that's read over and over long after the person's gone.
Okay.
Legend.
Legier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to name my son.
Oh, yeah? So you said, when I asked you what a legend is, Floyd Mayweather came to mind.
Floyd, for sure. Absolutely.
So the question I was going to ask you, which you kind of already answered to this point, is I said, they say legends can't be living. So why would you disagree with that?
That legends can't be living? Okay, the politically correct term, yes, I would agree with that.
Yes.
But there's also something called a living legend.
A living legend.
Right, and that's what we would say Floyd is.
Floyd's a living legend?
Yeah, we would say that he's a living legend.
Okay. Yeah. So what has made him legendary?
His skills. His gift.
His skills?
His ambition. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you not agree with this?
No, I agree. You can be a living legend. For sure. Who I would say is a legend is Jay. Z.
Okay. I'm like, hold on, let's
continue. All I gotta do is say Jay, you should know what's going on.
If you would have said Jigga, I would have been on point. But you said Jay, and I'm like
Jay. Okay. Like, think about it. The man came from nothing to something from Marcy Project.
Okay.
Matter of fact, think about it. You gotta pay this man $1 million
As much as I love Jay-Z, I don't know if I would say he's a living legend.
Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't.
What? Living legend.
I don't know.
Someone's story that's going to be read over and over long after they're gone?
Is it?
Do you think Jay's story is not going to be read? Is that what you're telling me?
It will be, but I just can't say he's a living legend right now.
Well, what would make
Even
him...
though I
what,
love him,
what would propel
phenomenal.
him to that next status?
I don't know.
What if I told you he's in venture capital investing now?
Yeah, but is that interesting? Like, is that interesting to people?
Yeah.
Not really.
How not?
That's not going to be interesting to kids. You know what I'm saying? Because legends.
He already did everything interesting for the kids. Was on the block, slanging.
That's interesting to kids.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No, I hope not.
Yeah, it is. Wait, they listen to 21 Savage. You listen to 21 Savage.
I love 21 Savage.
Yeah, and what's Savage we rapping about?
I've never said that he was a living legend.
Oh, no, what's he rap about? The same thing that you said Jay would have be interesting.
They're not living legends to me. A legend is somebody that you probably aspire to be like, right? And I'm not saying that people don't aspire to be like Jay-Z, but when you think about somebody that holds their own by themselves, you think about somebody that's courageous, that fights, goes head up with things, right? You don't typically think about a businessman. And that's what Jay-Z is.
He's a rapper.
I'm not saying that Floyd isn't.
So, wait. Floyd's been in the boxing game for 20 years, hasn't taken an L.
That's legendary.
Jay has been in the game over 20 years, hasn't taken an L. Like, what?
Well, I guess it depends on how you classify an L. It kind of depends on how you classify
it. What L he took?
I don't know. Because I don't check
He got 14 solo albums, 14 platinums.
But would he say he's taking an L? Because he might say he's taking an L before.
Floyd's taking some L's, but not on the record. He sacrificed and he's said no to some things, and he didn't get some of the things that he wanted at the time that he wanted to match.
Floyd is a legend because of his boxing status.
So, okay. So let's go a little deeper.
Floyd.
Let's go a little deeper.
Okay.
Now. So
just to jump in, Jay-Z is definitely a legend.
Living. You're out of your mind.
Whatever.
Yes. So if I were to ask you, what would be a couple things that legends have in common? What would you say?
That legends have in
common? Or one thing, couple things. Like any qualities, any kind
qualities.
of
okay.
Anything.
I want to say that they are very self-sufficient. I don't want to say self-sufficient, but they are brave. I'll say brave and courageous. They take risk. That's what I want to say. They take risk.
That is real. And a lot of people don't like to take risks these days.
And they stand alone.
They're not afraid to stand alone.
And they do so well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That is something a lot of legends have in common. Okay. For sure. So what I would say is that every legend makes people that they encounter feel like they can conquer the world.
Okay.
So that's exactly what every legend does. They make the people that they're around make them feel like they're,
So where's Jay-Z's camp?
Where's Jay camp?
Where's Jay-Z's camp that's conquering the world with him?
What? I'm gonna just say Khaled. DJ Khaled.
His camp
okay.
His camp is cool. What you mean?
Stuff right there.
Okay. I'm just saying. I want to know who else he was bringing up and shouting out, because even J. Cole said Jay-Z's not shouting him out, but it's cool.
Damn.
I'ma still do my thing.
But J. Cole ended up having Jay-Z come to his concert when he sold out.
Okay, cool.
So, but he's not shouting.
That's cute.
That's cute. It cost $1 million for him to come out. By the way, if you don't have $1 million,
it cost $1 million for Jay-Z to come out for his own artist. That's ridiculous.
Hey, guess what? He could have chose somebody else.
Okay.
he could have. Well, they could have put somebody else on.
Okay, cool.
That's real.
Okay.
For sure.
But that's okay, for sure. But you said that he helps other people become better and puts them on whatever. That's what legends.
Yeah, okay. For sure. You disagree?
No, I don't disagree with that.
Oh.
I'm just saying I don't see much of that from Jay-Z. He does a lot of things in the community.
How many millionaires do you think he's made?
I
made
know.
more millionaires than the Lotto did.
I don't know.
There's a reason why he said that.
Well, I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. He be putting it up.
You didn't give me a number either. But okay, moving forward.
I don't even know a number. You know, you got accountants. You got other kind of producers. You got all kind of lawyers. Like, you know how many people
he made rich?
They're about to make me break out some Jay-Z lyrics.
Yeah.
Break out some Jay-Z lyrics?
Talk about him all the time.
Slim like, he's a legend.
I'm telling you. For real.
But legends are somebody that kids also aspire to be. I don't know how many kids are like, I'm going to be Jay-Z when I grow up. As he's propelling into something different.
But the thing about it is, the reason why people
they just
don't think that are the children, because they don't understand really what's going on.
Right, I agree.
Like Jay-Z is a master of changing lanes at the proper time and getting into a new.
And that's why I say that. That's why I say.
But you said he's not a legend, though.
I said I wouldn't say he's a living legend.
Living. Is Russell Simmons a living legend?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Okay, but not yet.
Only because he's tied to
Rush Car?
Run DMC
Rev
Run. So people know who he is.
Oh, so people don't know Jay-Z.
They do.
You're right.
The kids,
okay.
The kids aren't gonna understand a businessman. But Russell Simmons is Rev Run's brother. So that's easier to understand.
So it's easier for a kid to understand Rev Run than Jay-Z.
Yes. Yes, okay. I do believe that.
Okay.
I do.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right, so.
Because they're like characters.
So if I were to ask you
right now,
what if there was a quality that a significant other had that could stop someone from becoming a legend, what would that be?
That a significant other had?
Yes.
So you're saying if a legend was dating somebody, what could that person that he was dating do to make him not be a legend?
Or have? Yeah, correct.
I don't know. Just discouragement.
Discouragement.
Yeah, hypercritical.
Yeah. You know what I would say?
What?
Jealousy.
Okay. I agree with that. Those descriptions fall into being jealous of somebody. Those
hypercritical?
Or
yeah, actually, you're
red
right.
Flags.
I would say that for sure.
Red flags.
For sure. And so let's say I told you within jealousy that there are, well, actually, let's say this, that there is a reward and a price for every action and reaction. Would you say that? Would you say that's fact?
Wait, say it again.
There's a reward and a price for every action and reaction. Would you agree? Disagree? What?
I don't know.
You don't know? Why you look so skeptical?
Because I'm like, there's a reward and a price for every action and reaction. That's almost like saying nothing.
It's like saying nothing?
Yeah, because it's like saying everything.
So, so if I were to say that there's a price for jealousy, what's the first thing you come to mind?
There's a price for jealousy.
What would the price be for jealousy?
Meaning, like, if I was jealous of someone.
What are you paying? What are you losing for you to be jealous?
Oh, I'm losing my own self-esteem. I'm losing my own identity.
Your own identity.
Yeah, because I'm comparing myself to somebody.
That's what jealous individuals usually do.
That's what I think they do. Yeah.
Do you ever get jealous?
I've been jealous before, yeah.
Well, how's that make you feel? You ready to fight and steal people's stuff?
No.
That's ridiculous. Oh, I thought you was swiper, no swiping.
No, I've been jealous before, and honestly, if I feel myself being like a little bit jealous, I'll be like, okay, let me work on myself. It'll just bring me back to myself and say, okay, I'll use it as motivation, really.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
To yourself, yeah.
What you say, Slam?
I ain't even on the radio, so
Hush. Keep it. Or keep it on mute.
Keep it cute or keep it on mute.
No, I found myself being jealous. I think everybody's found themselves being jealous of something or someone.
What kind of things you get jealous of? So, if her hair better than yours or what?
No, here's not a thing.
Her skin
what have
glow?
I been jealous of?
Height.
I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Some shoes, a car, what?
Maybe so I feel like I've been jealous of respect. Like if somebody's not respecting me as much as somebody else is respecting another person, I'll be like, why don't you respect me like that?
Oh.
I might get a little bit hot, like, what is she doing or what is he doing? Why they respect this person?
You think that?
That much.
That probably happens often.
That much. It happens often. You shady. But I might feel like that and I'll be like, dang, well, what's that about? But I won't necessarily get jealous of that person. I'll just be like jealous of the situation. Right? But honestly, to just make me, dial back and be like, well, maybe I'm being too rowdy, or maybe, maybe I'm too, loud or open. Even though I'm not really loud, I'm really actually really chill.
I'm really chill. Yeah.
I am. I'm really chill. Or it just makes me wonder, basically. But it never makes me react in a jealous manner to like humiliate them or just attack them because I'm not getting what I want out of a situation.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't react off of jealousy. I just take note. Like, okay, well, I feel salty. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So my jealousy is more feeling salty. Like, dang, I'm salty.
That's good that you don't react on it because it's hard to not be jealous or oppress those kinds of feelings like that. But unless you're like me, I have my jealousy ripped out my chest, so it kind of.
Do explain.
Do explain.
It's ripped out your chest.
Yeah.
What's that?
It hurt. What you mean?
So you were jealous. Tell us. Give us
some tea.
Yeah.
Let's just say for quite some time, or for many years. Matter of fact.
Many years.
There was one time. I was a freshman in high school.
In a galaxy far, far, far away.
Many
years I've been jealous.
I was jealous for a very long time.
Well, there was one time where my girlfriend at the time. I started dating her like 2 days.
Ooh, you was jealous of your girlfriend.
Well, I was dating her for 2 days, right? I wasn't jealous.
Guys get jealous of their girlfriend, and this was very weird.
Well, I was, it just happened like that.
Okay, sometimes. What happened?
Well, you sound like you
what
care.
Happened? Because
I feel like I'm in a
guys
intervention.
get jealous of their girlfriend, and I'll be like, "Girl, he's jealous of you."
And women like that.
No, they don't. Well, they shouldn't.
They do. You ain't talking about girl. They be like, "Oh, just snatch me up." You don't hear that?
No, that's not what I mean. But anyways, that's not what I mean. But anyway, so what happened with you and your ex boo?
Well, it was 2 days away from Valentine's Day, and I bought her like $20 worth of stuff. Bear card.
So a bunch of stuff.
$20.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I know. I
think I can get 2 bags of organic cherries with $20.
Oh, so that's what you would like better instead of some flowers.
For sure, absolutely.
Flowers,
what
bear. Well, so I gave her the bear, the balloons, the flowers, the candy, the card. Had it in a cool little bag, whatever. Handed it to her. I thought it was, cool. It was Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So everybody started saying, "Oh, he loves you. He loves you." He's all girls, all dudes. He was hating, jealousy. Maybe they just didn't get it. And guess she broke up with me that day.
Okay.
And that day, and then guess what happened? The same day, she got caught in the utility closet with one of my partners.
Wait, what episode of Boy Meets World was this?
That was
real life. That
was serious.
For real.
Who's utility closet?
The Rancho High School.
So we
he
was trying to fall in love with her.
Jealousy in this?
Because somebody hated on me and told her that I loved her.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that was hate?
That wasn't. I didn't tell him.
So somebody hated on you and was like,
he loves you. He bought you all this stuff.
And then that was hate?
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. She was gonna do that.
She was gonna do it anyway.
I don't know what she told you, bro. She ain't gonna do that thing.
But how does that make her hate on you because you loved her? Like,
he ain't telling y'all the real reason.
I don't know.
Right, something else happened.
Nothing else happened. Like, it was 2 days.
Why we told you that?
It was 2 days.
Okay,
but yeah, they did tell me she was a little promiscuous.
But when have you been jealous? When have you been jealous? You yourself been jealous. Tell us about that time.
That was when is that jealous? I don't think that's jealous. I think I told you.
He jealous when she is in that closet.
Yeah, I was like, why not in the closet?
Why in the closet?
Why you think I bought the cord and the flowers?
Hey, don't help him out. Tell us about a time you've been jealous. Besides the utility closet.
Man, I don't know how many times, like me personally, my partners be getting all the girls. Like, ever since I was younger, the girls I would like, they would like my partners. They would like, I'll be, talking to them, spitting some game, sounding cool, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, well why don't you tell your friend I like him sick?" That made me mad. It happened like more than like 20 times.
Who was these friends?
Who was these friends?
Marcellus.
He gets all the girls. Chuck get them all. This guy gets them all. All of them. All of them. I ain't gonna put no names out. This is facts right here.
Okay.
I was going after 2 friends at the time. He was going after 2 friends, and he got both friends. And I got none. And they would still be friends if one of them would have hollered at me.
Oh, who was it? What's his name? That
I'm just saying, so that jealousy be real. And,
right.
I can't hate on them. Like,
so what did that make you do? Were you like, okay, I need to get big?
Yeah, I need to start.
Or was you like, I need to get lighter because Perk is a little lighter than you? Like, what did you think in your head?
The
did you work on your suave?
No, I believe that it's just not my time. I think I'm just set up. I'm just set up. I'm not supposed to win right now.
No, that's a good way to think. That's humble. You
gotta stay humble.
Sit down.
For real. So if I were to tell you some of the prices of jealousy, it'd be stress, anxiety, an exaggerated mind. Would you agree?
An exaggerated mind. That didn't line up with the rest of them. Stress, anxiety, exaggerated mind.
Yeah.
So I would think the exaggerated mind would cause the other 2, but okay.
Well, your imagination, you creating imaginary scenarios that don't exist, cause stress. So with that, imagination will lead to an exaggerated of the mental capacity. So you're just adding on top of extras and extras that really didn't need to be extras. You get what I'm saying?
So I have a question. I have a question. Can you give us some examples of how people might exaggerate when they are being jealous?
Okay. Guy doesn't answer his phone. Blowing up. Oh, his girl, matter of fact, just start blowing him up, right? Oh, where's he at? What's he doing?
So who's jealous?
The girl. So why you roll your eyes?
Typical. The girl's jealous, duh.
Well, we already talked about the manly jealousy.
We're not gonna talk about when men get jealous in a relationship.
Oh, we gonna talk about that.
We gonna talk about that. No, but for real though,
y'all be scary.
No,
they're on the right to scary.
Scary? How can you be jealous and scared?
Man? Have you ever met a jealous stud?
Does that come from, so jealousy comes from fear? Is what you saying?
It definitely comes from fear. Yeah, it definitely comes from fear. But I'm saying when a guy is jealous, they act crazy, and they're like big and emotional. And it's just like
emotional gangster. Huh?
Right. Nobody's really ready to deal with that.
I thought you liked them emotional gangsters.
Not at all.
I thought you liked to get beat up and then y'all cry together.
Never. I'll be the emotional one in a relationship. I need the other person to be the stable person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So why you can't be stable?
I mean, I can do that too sometimes.
Oh, see, you not trying to be a leader.
When it's appropriate.
So, Slim, you said when it's appropriate. So, Slim, you said with a time that an example of an exaggerated mind.
Yeah, when a person is jealous.
Okay, so basically, the guy's phone turns off. What's the girl gonna do? Blow his phone up. Oh, she's probably with Becky with the straight hair, or she got all kind of whoever else. And I know you don't like Becky.
Don't say that. People might believe.
But yeah, what does that mean? They said when your man don't answer the phone, you be worried, think he's cheating. But my man don't answer the phone, I be hoping he's okay.
But who acts more irrational when somebody doesn't answer the phone? A man or a woman?
Women.
Let me not make this man versus
women.
Let me not do that.
I didn't answer the phone one time while I was getting my hair twisted by this chick. She called me 107 times in a row. 2.5 hours of nonstop ringing. I answered the phone. I was like, "What do you want?" She says, I forgot. I just wanted to hear your voice now.
Click. Like you win the darn call.
Right. For real.
Anyways, so the exaggerated mind in that situation would be
calling 107 times.
Okay.
The exaggeration.
In any relationship, either person.
Was no relationship.
Not any relationship, but I'm just saying, in a relationship, if somebody turn off the phone, that's not something that they normally do. So I don't know if jealousy would fit in that category. That's different. So jealousy in a relationship or an exaggerated mind would be more like, let's say that two guys are hanging out, right? Mm-hmm. And one guy has on all this fly gear, and the other guy has on, a little bit of fly gear, not too fly, it's just normal. And girls are talking to him, and the other guy perceives it to be because of what he has on. So he's exaggerating his mind, like, oh, he has on all that fly gear, all these girls like him because of that, when it could really be because he's known these women for a long time. Mm. And he's just exaggerating everything and making this false perception of this other guy.
Oh, that sounds like me.
Oh, you do that?
It sounds like I'm the one everybody thinks I got all the girls, and then
Oh, you're not the other guy?
No, I'm the guy. I'm the guy that's talking to the girl. And
it sounded like earlier you was the other.
I was. Got to be the caterpillar for you butterfly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. So that would be an exaggerated mind to me. But, not answering your phone, that's not something that you typically do. I don't know if that causes jealousy. I think that's more of a trust thing. That's a trust? So, yeah, I think that's different.
I don't know.
Because jealousy is more of a internal thing. It's like you make someone out to be either better than you or they don't deserve what they have to you. And that's when jealousy comes into play. As far as what I know from jealousy.
So, if I were to ask you, how
shut up, the definition.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned,
right? Whatever. Fuck my knowledge knows. From people being jealous of me, No,
you be having haters? You be having haters jealous? People get jealous.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of jealousy comes from people that's close to us.
Men or women? Who's more jealous of you?
I don't know.
100% women.
100%.
Don't say no. I don't know.
I don't know.
Because
I don't.
Yeah. See, go ahead and bash on him real quick.
Hater. He's
go ahead.
Very jealous of me. Obviously, he's always picking on me.
What do you think he wants most of?
I think he wants to be me. I think he wants this dress that I have
he
on.
Wants the dress.
You gotta watch your darn mouth.
You better watch your mouth, woman.
No, but I don't know. My family is all female, for the most part. I have
a lot of estrogen in the room.
Yeah, it's all women, so that's what I've been around. So I could say that most of the jealousy that I've encountered has came from women. That doesn't mean that men have never been jealous of me, because I've dealt with men that have been jealous of me in school, and that's where I've encountered that.
So I'm glad you're keeping it real.
I am keeping it real. Okay. Always.
Always.
So tell us about some of the men that was jealous of you in school. How'd that go down? You don't have to mention no names, but if you want to.
Reggie Glass. No, I'm just
kidding. Reggie Glass, you.
No, but I think that when men are jealous of women, it's like they do all they can to humiliate them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they pick you apart. They put you on a platform. They just pick you apart, and it's very weird. And then they compete with you. They compete with your intellect. They compete with your job. They just make everything very competitive, and it's just like, you're supposed to be somebody that I walk with, and you're supposed to shield me. That's what I thought that men would do. But instead, you're trying to compete with me, and that's when I feel like men must be jealous of either Nyoka or the woman Nyoka or the intellect Nyoka. I don't know what it is.
Well, people can, you can be jealous from anything.
Right.
You can be jealous of someone, like I mentioned earlier, someone's family. You might want a couple kids, or you might want, you love the way that they love on each other, and you want that. So, people can be jealous of that. It doesn't never has to be physical. It can be, you could be jealous of someone's confidence, someone's poise.
Right.
And then, what an unhealthy individual would do is, it sounds like you hang out with some unhealthy individuals sometimes. Is that
I usually cut them loose.
They try to either stop you from having that, because like you said, the word you said was competition. That was a key word. They're in competition with you, so they feel like you're a threat. So they don't want you to have those kind of qualities in you. So they either take it out. But what a healthy individual would do is try to reincarnate some of those abilities. Of being, say, that's how they use jealousy as a positive. They would try to put those things,
a healthy enforcer.
Put those things in their self, opposed to trying to take it away from somebody else.
Now, I don't want to get it like twisted, but like when people are jealous of me, or even when people talk to me and they think someone's jealous of them, I'm not gonna be like, that person's jealous, because jealousy is hard to pinpoint.
No, it's not.
It is to me. To me, it's hard to pinpoint.
Because you don't be watching.
Or I just don't want to be like, that person's jealous of me, because I really feel like, well, what is there to be jealous about?
Oh, so you don't think you cool then?
I don't think I'm cool enough for people to be like a friend or a family member to be jealous of me.
That's the one. You just told me jealousy comes from the closest, and now you're telling me
they do. It does.
From your closest
That's where
people.
I've seen it.
Now you're telling me it's odd.
I'm saying that it's hard to pinpoint.
I think you just
because I find it odd for people to be jealous of someone that they're hanging around. But when you do pinpoint it, it is what it is.
Right now, I think you're scared of the truth.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You're just like, like you don't even want to look at it because you just told me what it was. And now you're trying to tell me that's not what it is. And then how we do is what we does because you didn't even talk about what it is.
Definitely don't know what that was. You did. But okay. But like I said, jealousy to me is hard to pinpoint. I'm not somebody that's going to be like, oh, that person's jealous. She thinks I'm a threat or he thinks I'm a threat. That's just an odd way of thinking until you constantly just put it in my face or constantly criticize me, constantly try to humiliate me in front of other people, or you imitate me in an odd way. It's not like a friendly way. So then I'll be like, well, I don't know. And really, it honestly takes somebody else to be like, girl, they must be jealous, or is a hater, or is envious. And I'm like, okay, maybe. But I still can't just be like, this person is jealous of me.
Well, hating, jealous. Haters are usually jealous, period. So I don't understand. How can you hate? How can you not hate on someone but be jealous? Vice versa.
Because some people, okay, so for me, when I think about jealousy is like about two people. Like, let's say I'm jealous of you, and it's about
that ain't nothing new.
But whatever. Let's say that it's just about Twice. Like, I am jealous of Twice because Twice has long dreads, whatever. But I feel like a hater is just hating on everybody. Anybody that's doing anything, they just hate. So I wouldn't be like, that person's jealous of all of those people. I would just be like, that person is a hater. So I kind of make it different in my mind.
Girl, you just described tomato, and then you just described a tomato.
Okay, whatever. Speaking of jealousy. Do you think that Ray Lewis is jealous of Colin Kaepernick?
Ray Lewis jealous of Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah. Because when I watch Undisputed, I kind of feel like there must be some kind of jealousy in there because he constantly compares what he does for young black males to what Colin Kaepernick does for the black community or black issues. He compares it.
Why? Why would you compare that?
I have no clue. That's why I'm just like,
you trying to make yourself seem better, look better?
Maybe he's just a hater.
A hater.
Right.
No, on Ray Lewis's point of view, he probably just got a check, or his publicist.
He got a check.
Yeah, his publicist told him. He said, "I need you to say this and this and this, and this is going to be great for your image because of what you already been through in the past."
You think it's not? You think it's bad?
Oh yeah.
You don't think that Ray Lewis believes anything that he's saying?
Not really.
Okay, but let's just say what he's.
Let's
summarize what he's been saying on Undisputed.
Okay.
So he's been saying that he gives back and mentors young black men all the time. Mm-hmm. He's bought homes and things like that for black families, but it's different ways to care about the black community than how Colin Kaepernick is. And he's saying Colin Kaepernick just needs to focus on football. and get back on the field because that's Colin Kaepernick's platform. So my whole thing is this: if you just want to see Colin play, why are you bringing up the things that you do for the Black community as if that's the way you should do it? That's the way Colin should do it. Colin doesn't want to do it that way. He wants to do it a different way.
I think that's probably what he's trying to do. Try and drop subliminals like, yeah, if you really want to play football, you should do things like this or like that. And that's probably the message he was really trying to put. He might have not just articulated.
But why do you have to make it about yourself? Because Shannon and Skip, they talk about it too, and they never once say, "Oh, I do this for the Black community. I do this. I mentor these kids. I mentor that." They don't say that. Ray Lewis does. And then he wants to say, "I pray for you. I got your name in my Bible." All this stuff.
That's not the first time he's done that, though. He actually does that on his Facebook accounts and things like that.
And says that about who?
Any issue.
Any issue, he says he prays for them. Okay, so once again, he makes it about him.
I guess.
Okay. Yeah. I don't see it for Ray Lewis right now.
Oh, yeah?
He was irking me. He stressed me out earlier.
He stressed you out?
I had to be like,
I'm telling you, don't be mad at Ray. Be mad at the people behind Ray.
No.
I'm telling you.
I'm not.
Because he got felony charges.
He has felony charges?
Over a decade ago.
Was he convicted?
He could have been.
Could have. What does that mean?
Well, not like federal. Excuse me. Was federal? Federal.
It was probably state.
Federal charges, yes.
Okay, federal charges for what?
Murder.
Murder.
So he had felony. I heard something about a woman being pregnant that she ended up dead. Don't know what that was.
So he for his image, he has to, say that.
Say that he prays.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, with Colin Kaepernick situation,
I'm not saying that he doesn't pray. I'm really not. I'm just saying that if you want to talk about an issue about Colin Kaepernick and you don't agree with it, you don't have to bring up God. You don't have to bring up praying about Colin Kaepernick and then at the same time shading him. And then bringing up the things that you do for the Black community.
Oh, yeah. He just rubbed you all the way wrong.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, well, Colin doesn't want to be that kind of football player. He's like, oh, this is your platform. Okay, well, he's using his platform to be a leader. That's the difference. He wants to be a leader. He wants to lead people into listening to the injustices of Black people.
Okay.
So he's more of a leader than Ray Lewis in that aspect. And Ray Lewis just wants to criticize and bring up his contributions. And it's just like, bro. What are we talking about here?
What are we talking? Well, being a leader, you do, like you said, have to stand alone. And that's what Colin's doing right now.
Exactly.
If people don't remember, Colin Kaepernick, he's in a situation right now. He's a Super Bowl contending quarterback in 2013, I believe, with the 49ers. To this date, he's a free agent, doesn't have a job. Last year, he had a pretty good year. And what he did last year is that he took a knee during the national anthem and tried to bring awareness to actually what the national anthem really meant. So he woke a lot of us up. I don't like that term, but that's just what it is. He brought that to a lot of our attention, and now the NFL is trying to, I believe, paint a message. And what would you say that message is to that the NFL is trying to get off or get over to the players?
You don't want me to answer that question.
You don't want me to answer.
It's going to be a little too ratchet.
It's going to be too ratchet? Man,
no, honestly, it'll just be too...
Keep it gully, tell me.
Honestly, I just think that they're trying to say you can be anything but culturally Black.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So, if Kaepernick was taking a stand for homosexuality,
right?
Would they?
They would love him.
Would they handle it differently?
They would love him. He would have. They would like him a lot.
Think so?
Yes, I do.
But
because we already seen an athlete take stands for being homosexual.
Like, well, I know that a few of the WNBA basketball teams have taken that stand, and they really haven't felt any static about it.
They have to.
Yeah, well, women and men tend to get treated differently in that category. So that's kind of different. But yeah, if he was taking a knee for gay rights, would he be blackballed from the NFL? Would nobody pick him up?
Probably not.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, he would have got picked. So you're saying the message is that They just don't want you to have a voice.
They don't want things political if it deals with black issues.
Just black issues.
From what I see.
Well, you know all the logos, NFL, NBA, MLB, they're all red, white, and blue. Yes, indeed. So, if you ain't representing the red, white, and blue, it's sayonara for you.
Sadly.
For real.
Sadly.
So, with us knowing that Colin Kaepernick is a leader, and most of us agreeing with what he does, is there any criticism that we would have from the woke black community of things that maybe he could do better?
Honestly, I don't have any criticisms because I believe he's done an amazing job, and because I was speaking or was listening to these ex-militaries individuals speak, and they said that the reason why that they went to go fight over the country is for the rights, and one of the rights is being able to protest and speak for your rights, and having ability to have a voice. Right now, what it seems like is that they don't want an individual at that stature or that platform to have a voice.
Right? You can't
Correct.
Be that
so, like, a lot of military or active military aren't even offended by it no more, because this is an example of why they went and fought. This is one of those things that they fought for. So yeah, they're not upset, and not only that, he mentioned that he wasn't not or he wasn't trying to disrespect anybody that is in the armed forces.
Yeah, I really feel like the media picked that one up. Like, correct. Okay, let's make this about veterans. Let's make this about the military and be like, oh, he doesn't like you guys, and it just woke. Yeah, it was an easy target.
Yeah, very easy. Very easy.
One criticism that I heard, and I don't know if I agree with this criticism or not because I don't know what his reasoning was that he openly expressed that he did not vote. Now, that was an easy target for people to pull apart and say, well, you didn't even vote, bro. Like, why are you taking a knee and causing all this ruckus and you didn't even vote? So he left that right. He left that wide open for people to, poke holes in and rip him to shreds. So I would say that moving forward, I think that he should do his own due diligence and pay attention to, local politicians and staying informed.
Yeah.
And really focusing on bills that are being passed. If he wants to be taken seriously as an activist, because when you have that big platform like that, people are gonna hold you to that platform.
For sure.
And they want they want you to do more than just speak about injustices. Even though he's done a lot of things, he's giving money to
all kind of foundations.
Not even just foundations. Like, he's giving suits out to convicted felons when they were let out of prison.
Him and Bennett brother flew.
He's also helped out. I think it was the refugees in Somalia or victims in Somalia. So he's done his work.
Yeah.
But people, if you want to get political, then people want to see you get political all the way. So I think that was something that he may have overlooked, or maybe that's something that he plans on working on now.
So you're saying you can't just have one foot in the political scene; you have to have two.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that people are saying that.
That's what they expect.
That's what they expect. When you have a platform like that, they're always going to want more. And I think that he left that wide open, saying that he didn't vote.
So let me ask you this: do you think the public is expecting Trump to be 100% political?
I don't know what people are expecting from Trump.
I don't believe it.
Well, Trump.
You're looking at one of the leaders of the free world. One of the leaders of the free world. Well, Trump actually had a couple responses pertaining to Kaepernick.
And enlighten us, please.
Man, I kind of looked at Slim. Could you check that out for me?
Did he tweet then?
Did he tweet?
Yeah.
I believe he did. Well, he was Kaepernick actually didn't have a response. to what
No, I was
Trump
saying,
said.
what was Trump's response?
But he was kind of like speaking
You know what?
towards
A
him
lot of
being,
people,
blackmailed out the league.
A lot of people had responses to Kaepernick,
Yeah.
and it was crazy.
I
Like Michael Vick said, cut
I
his
wanted to
hair
ask you
off.
about Michael. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I didn't see the interview where Michael Vick said that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it didn't come from a harmful place when he said that.
Oh yeah, where do you think it came from?
I didn't watch the interview.
Oh, okay.
So let's be clear. But I think that was just him saying that, they want to see blackness dumbed down. So if you cut your hair, maybe you'll get a chance. If you cut your hair, maybe they'll believe that. Oh, okay, maybe he's. People don't want to see the natural fro and hair on black people. They want to see your hair.
Why do you think that is?
Because it's too black.
It's black. Okay.
You're a little too black right now.
You're a little too black.
So I don't think it came from a harmful place. But Ray Lewis blew me the most.
Yeah.
Especially when he started talking about brand versus identity. He kept saying, "Oh, you need to focus on the brand." And sometimes people get caught up in the identity. And I'm just like, bro, well, I'm human before I'm a brand.
Right.
So how can you mentor young black men, and this is what you tell them? Is to protect the brand. The brand of what? The brand of America? The brand of NFL?
Yeah, I think that's what he's referring to.
And Colin is focusing on humans.
Yeah, and I applaud him for that too. I applaud him for that.
Who?
Colin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Ray Lewis.
No.
It'll be a fight on camera. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, what did he end up saying?
So Trump said, he said, our inner cities will find a rebirth of hope, safety, and opportunity. Trump said before bringing up Kaepernick's free agency, your San Francisco quarterback, I'm sure nobody has ever heard of him. And he continued and said it was reported that an NFL owner the NFL owners don't want to pick him up because they don't want to get a nasty tweet from Donald Trump. He followed up by saying, "Can you believe that? I just saw that.
Right.
So that was his response.
No, that's
Can you believe that? I just saw that.
So that was all like one time. So that's just him running his mouth at a speech.
Right.
But I don't think it was that was his response to
the whole situation.
Yeah.
What he read. He said that he read that owners were scared because if they put Kaepernick on his team,
they're gonna get a nasty tweet.
Yeah, then he's gonna talk about him, and he's like, he can't believe that that's what's happening. And then he shot the shade saying that.
Yeah, and then what he say?
Nobody heard him.
No, and before he said that was the fact.
I guess he was just on the cover of ESPN all the time, and no one knew.
Yeah,
who is that?
What do you say before that, Slim? Before they talk.
Not to mention his skin issue was beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm in the studio with all guys, whatever.
Slim, what do you say?
His skin issue was really
about
cute.
As far as him not being known or something, not being known, but before that, excuse me.
He said our inner cities will find a rebirth of hope, safety, and opportunity. He said
there's going to be peace. There's going to be peace in the city of Chicago before Cap gets another job, is what he said.
Oh, is that what he said?
Listen to what he said, for real. That doesn't sound right? The inner cities will have...
Boy, you should write for Fox. That was pretty good.
That's pretty good. Inner cities will have peace.
Yeah, I think he was just giving a speech, and so he started talking about the inner cities, and that moves on to a black guy not in the NFL because he's supporting black issues.
Exactly.
So I think he's just kind of.
Well, I want to mention something that my boy Marshawn Lynch said.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know that's my favorite player, right?
Oh, you had a different player every week.
You a lie.
You was just telling me Cap was your favorite player.
He's my favorite player because of his activism.
Now,
Marshawn Lynch is my favorite just because he's.
And what about Odell Beckham?
He's fun.
You didn't even hang out with the guy.
You don't know that.
Oh.
Okay. So Marshawn Lynch, he said, if you're not racist, you won't see what. Hold on. Wait, let me start that over.
You're not racist. Yeah.
I got to get this right. Okay. So
yeah. Get him up.
He said this on what's his name? The show Connor O'Reilly. Connor O'Brien on his show.
Okay.
Connor O'Brien. Okay. So he said, if you're not racist, you won't see what he's doing as a threat to America, to the NFL, or to society. Do you agree with that statement?
Is there a difference between prejudice and racist?
Yes.
I believe it's more prejudice opposed to racist.
Okay.
Explain.
Okay, is racist is more, I believe. What is the difference between prejudice and racist?
Right, that's why I didn't answer the question. I'm like, oh, but I can't answer it. I can't. So get off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what
She
is?
say don't look on them.
What is it? Let me go ahead.
Prejudice.
Prejudice
is when you prejudge.
Oh, look at you. Leave you context clues. I like that.
Anyways, I'm trying to make it elementary from my son over here.
She sent me.
Anyways, prejudice is when you judge people off of what you think about their group of people.
I'm still mad you call me son.
Racist. This is the problem that I have with racism because it's a definition and then there's a concept. And the concept is so much deeper than the definition. But racist is thinking that your race is better than another person's
Yes,
race.
That's what I was going to say about racist.
Right, and you think that you should have power over.
Yeah, you're superior.
Right. But prejudice is just like black people are like this, white people are like this.
Okay.
Mexicans are like this.
So
whatever.
the question was, do I believe that pertaining to Marshawn Lynch's statements,
racist?
Do I believe that if you see if you're not racist, you don't believe in
I agree with that statement because you're saying that somebody shouldn't stand up for their own race and they're getting killed by police unarmed.
Right.
And there is no justice in that. You are racist if you feel like that's a threat to anything.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that these police officers have a right to do that.
Right.
Or you're saying that he doesn't deserve a job for speaking out against it. And that is to oppress him. And to keep other people oppressed.
You better preach.
Hey.
I heard that.
That's for real.
Talk to him, Mo.
And
so that's why I agree with that statement.
And that is probably the goal of the NFL.
Well,
and the message that they're trying to put behind.
All of the owners of the NFL teams are all white except for one, and that's probably a whole bunch of white men that own that one.
Of course.
But
there's no questions about it.
Heard through the grapevine.
Heard through the grapevine. No, I think 28 out of 30. Something like that.
I didn't think we had anybody in this.
No, that's NFL. Excuse me, NBA. 28 out of 32 or something.
Yeah, I don't know how many teams there are. Don't follow that.
But you do follow the things that aren't supposed to happen, and we're trying to bring some light to it. So that is the important part.
What's not supposed to happen?
The injustices that Colin Kaepernick is going through.
Absolutely.
And that's what we really want to highlight. And that's something that a lot of people need to really understand, and not understand, but just take notice to. And would you actually say that there is something that can be done, that the public can do for this situation to make it lean
to
towards
make sure Colin's plays?
Yes.
I think that the NFL is tripping because he had the highest selling jersey last season.
Oh, speaking of that, he's still in the top 50.
And you know what? And you know what? Maybe they're like, whatever. We're still gonna make money off his jersey. Maybe the sales will go up because we didn't put him back on the field. So you know what? Maybe it's not a loss for them then. Maybe it's not a loss for them. But honestly, I don't know what the public can do because I don't think people are gonna boycott.
No,
I don't think that people are not gonna watch the NFL.
Not at all.
I don't think that people are not gonna gamble on sports teams.
You think
so? Honestly, I don't have an answer for that.
If the players took action, do you think that would
And that's what Skip and Shannon was talking about. Now they talked about a guy named John Wooten saying that he was trying to get athletes together to just unify, I guess, and stand up for the cause. And Colin's girlfriend tweeted a picture of Ray Lewis and what was his name? Something Biscotti.
I think you showed me that photo.
Right. It was a picture of Ray Lewis hugging the owner of the Ravens.
Yeah.
And she posted a picture with that parallel Samuel L. Jackson from Django hugging Leonardo DiCaprio, his slave owner.
Right.
And she
Shade.
added Ray Lewis.
Added
now, for some reason, that made John Wooden say, "Okay, I'm done." Why?
Done with what?
Done with trying to unify and bring these athletes together to stand up and say Colin deserves a right to be picked up by a team.
Oh, so he was fighting for Colin as well.
He was. This is what Skip is saying on Undisputed, that he was trying to organize and have athletes come together. They were talking about other football players. They were talking about NBA players, saying that they were trying to get them together and unify. And he also said that he was trying to reach out to Colin Kaepernick, and he just wasn't getting through, and Colin wasn't available, and Colin has trust issues, all of this stuff. And then once
of course
Nessa
has trust issues.
Right, of course. Once Nessa Nitty posted that picture, that made John Wooden step back. And I just feel like, why? Maybe that's his friend. Maybe that owner is his friend. But I just want to know, how does that make you be like, oh, I'm done?
He probably irritated him, made him upset. Like,
but if your whole reason for the cause was because you want to stand up for the injustices against not only blacks but against Colin also, how does that deter you?
So you come over my house, I'm baking a cake. You don't know I'm making this cake, right? But you come in here, start talking about how I make terrible cakes. Am I gonna give you the cake? No. That's probably
that wasn't a picture of John Wooden though. That was a picture of someone else.
But John Wooden was the one you said making the trying to bring everyone together,
right.
Or was it the owner?
It was John Wooden.
Okay.
Right, and then after that picture was posted, not of him, of Ray Lewis and another. That's
a great question.
Yeah, I don't understand why that made him draw back. So that's what happened.
Great question.
So maybe you're right when you say if other athletes join in on the cause.
Mm-hmm. That's what needs to happen. You know, more people need a voice. More people need to speak up, and
but they're gonna listen to Ray Lewis protect the brand.
The brand, that shield.
Right.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I believe that Colin is doing the right thing. I believe that everything that he's going to do is going to go down in history. And mark my words, Mr. Kaepernick is going to be a legend for sure.
Agreed.
You got any final thoughts today?
Stay black.
Stay black.
Stay black.
So sometimes your blackness run out?
Hers do.
It hurts, dude. You gotta refill that blackness up.
Anybody that know my black don't run out.
Oh,
heard that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that black don't run out, girl. Oh, and it don't crack. So you got two things to brag about the black. You know what I'm saying? Going back to back. Talk about. My final thought today would be that don't let your imagination control your jealousy. Control.
You gotta start doing warm-ups.
Yeah. Control. No, but for real, don't let your imagination control.
These are the bloopers.
Control your jealousy.
One more time.
If I say it again, we cutting.
No, go.
I'm a red button. You don't want your imagination to control your jealousy. Because when you let that happen, you're, like you said, you're going to have exaggerated thoughts, one here, one there, and you're going to lose your ability to stay focused on the goal. And the goal is to make your story be known and be read for years and years over again. And by doing that, just what you got to do is be like Jake, be like Floyd, and create a bunch of millionaires. Because once you create a bunch of millionaires, you'll never have to worry about nothing again. If you ever go broke, you just got to make a phone call. So that's the goal. Make some millionaires. And what else I need for y'all to do is go show some love to OverTheTopLv.com. We got some cool millionaires over there too, and they like to spend love, spend money, and everything's going to be copacetic, with the artists, the painters, the poets, the musicians, anybody that's doing anything positive in the community. You try to highlight them, let them know that they are a level above the rest, because it's just different. And another different thing that we're going to do is we're going to start running this music on KUNV 91.5. So what you got to do is send your music in a WAV format over to shenanigans on the radio at gmail.com. like I said, make sure they're already in a WAV format. I need you to edit them because, you know, we are regulated by the FCC. And then once you get that popping for us, we're going to make it easy. We're going to run that thing and let the world know what kind of talent you got. You feel me? And remember, if everybody in the world thought twice, it'll be a better place. Love, baby.